Welcome to Wasatch High, Corey, and Wasatch against Mountain Crest, school up north, usually known for a football school, a little bit of wrestling.
And wrestling. They've been really good at wrestling for a number of years now. Had a nephew actually win a state championship there at Mountain Crest under wrestling.
Wow.
Kind of fun to watch.
Wow.
But they've had a couple of new schools added up there and things, alignment changed. We don't see Mountain Crest a lot.
We don't.
Especially in basketball. It's a little ways to travel. But always welcome to have somebody else come in and see some new teams.
Yep. And good, really, when I think about Mountain Crest, I think about good athletes that always had tough kids. I know more from the football side than anything else, but it's a good school. Looks like we're kicking off here. A little bit about this Mountain Crest team, Corey. They have a pretty similar record, but their losses have all been super close. I think the largest margin they lost by was 9, but we've got 2-point, 3-point losses. They've been in every game they've played this year. Scores.
And that goes along with that work ethic you're talking about. Known Mountain Crest, they're going to be in a dogfight with whoever they are with. Looks like we have Lewis Hoffman tipping off tonight for Wasatch.
Leading scorer for Mountain Crest is Oliver Nethercroft. Let me make sure I get that right. Nethercott, excuse me. He is number 3. We'll keep our eye on him. Looks like he's the point guard bringing the ball down. They take it right to the hole and player control. That's a little questionable. But
Will Santiago drawing a charge early in the game, 14 seconds in. Like you said, very questionable.
Yep.
I'm interested to see. And you always tell the kids, going into a game, the first 2 minutes of each half, first quarter and fourth quarter is you want to fill out the refs as much as you do the opponent.
Yeah. It looks like they're trapping us too. Started with a full court press, which has been our nemesis, and we do a pretty good job. And Lewis Hoffman just put his head down and took it up the side and did not allow to be trapped.
Sam, a couple good looks at the rim. I like that he's getting aggressive right from the start and attacking the rim instead of settling for jump shots.
Ooh. Let's see who they call that on. 24 went up strong and right over, it looked like Lewis Hoffman, and got that rebound. I thought they were going to call it on him and on the shot. Number 24, Hunter Pugmire, is up. He's about 8.5 points a game. Senior.
I think they called that on J.J. Seri.
Our freshman.
J.J. he's had some good minutes on a couple of games.
Yeah, he has.
I don't mind seeing him on the floor. His ceiling is so high.
And Coach Ballstead, a lot of.
So we've seen this before with Olympus. A lot of full
there you
court.
go. There it is. Go to the hole, Lewis. Nice one more pass. Great shot.
Great find on the baseline. Making the one extra pass. Defense was slow getting back in transition off that press.
Good. Nice time. Freshman not only hits the bucket, comes down, plays great defense.
Yeah, he is tight.
And he boxes out.
In his face. Another, I feel like, generous call. I didn't feel like there was much contact of anything.
I think sometimes you see officials do that, Corey. They're trying to take control of the game.
They want to put a stamp on it early.
Set the tone. Yeah.
I'm in charge.
Breaking the trend. Good. Pass it. Not even. Doesn't he have to put it on the floor?
You got numbers. It's an easy one to break. It's heavy loaded up front.
And nothing wrong with that shot at all. Good job.
Yeah, Connor Henderson makes it look pretty easy. Goes right at his chest. Takes away the shot blocker's height and position by doing that. And I like the aggressive man-on-man, in-your-face so far.
Yeah, and he hits it looks like it's Nethercott hits it with a man right in his face. Don't even need to dribble it. It gets bailed out there by Santiago, who picks that up.
Yeah, get the ball in the middle of the floor and just attack.
Just turn.
Because once you have the broke right here, they're trapping very early and far up court, right? If you can get it to half court even, you've got numbers on the back.
Right.
You've got to look to attack, score within 3 seconds, or pull it out.
And I would contest you don't even need to dribble it.
Yeah.
3 or 4 passes.
Because you've got numbers.
Yeah.
So they're showing kind of a 1-2-2 press or a zone coming out. Sam reads it very well. Oh, you got your cutter. Yeah,
Nice
there
job.
you go. Will almost wasn't even looking for that along the baseline runner.
Santiago caught a little. He was under the basket, didn't really have a good shot. It's a nice move, nice pass, and a nice move by JJ. Like the ball movement. Good look.
There you go. Get your hand. Oh. That's number 3, Oliver Nethercott,
Yep.
just beating the defense back, making them pay just for getting slow back in defense. And that's sometimes you talk to your kids about long shot, long rebound, especially when you're shooting baseline. It's leaving the top of the key exposed. If that ball bounces off, it's off to the races the other way. And Mountain Crest did a great job.
Sam squares up and gets one.
Yeah, he's looking to shoot tonight.
Yep.
It's a good sign. If you get Sam involved and one of these players hot, they tend to feed off of each other pretty well.
You said it before, a good tight defense tonight.
Yeah, very aggressive. Nothing easy. No easy looks.
JJ got him up off his feet. He'll get better at that.
That's Caden Hess, a great
Nice
up
look.
and under. See, if you turn around, yeah.
Don't even need to dribble it.
I wouldn't even have that extra man back here. Put them all up here.
Good look.
JJ, a little hop in his jump, but a good look. It's fun to see a freshman come in and feel like they have the confidence to shoot that.
Pretty balanced scoring by Mountain Crest. We were looking through there. Nethercott's at 13 points per game, but we got a couple of 8-point, 7-point per game. Hunsaker down here is a scorer. He's 10 points a game, second leading scorer. Shout out to his mom that's watching on Stingtv. Let's hope. Her husband took care of her and came over and got the feed for Stingtv. These are fun games to watch when it's tight. And again, I like you said, feeling each other out here. It looks like
yeah, it's fun to play teams you don't normally see throughout the season.
Reese Dent just checked in. I like it. Reese taking his time, not forcing anything.
Yeah, now they've switched
running through the offense.
They've switched their defense already about halfway through the quarter into a man. Wasatch picked it up nice, running some clock and getting some rhythm, and then settled for a very long 3.
Yeah, that's a long 3.
I can see if you've hit 1 or 2, in the game and kind of a heat check to see where you're at. But I'd like to see that ball attacking in the paint.
Good, active.
Is that Reese saving that on the baseline? Push it up.
Dent from the corner. Again, I'd like to see us just run the offense, a few more passes.
Well, it looks like, just surveying the field, we've got a size advantage out there with Sam and Reese and Hendrickson and Lewis.
Evident right there. Reese Dent just got the block, and then he comes down with it, and it looks like we got the foul.
And we're settling for long threes. Like, get that ball to the top of the key, get it into the block. I'd like to see that ball get in the paint. At least get a touch in the paint and kick it out. But
now gave him the baseline. Oh, and so that player control, another offensive foul. He reached around and pulled Lewis
kind of hooked him.
Kind of hooked him, and he got called for that.
Yeah, the refs have been on it.
Yeah,
pretty tight. I don't care how you call it, just be consistent, and you always adjust. Yeah,
especially this gentleman here on our baseline down here. He's been pretty active, keeping it clean.
Good look. Kind of clear that out. Let Sam take it, collapse the defense in, and kick it. It's a good look by Santiago. I think that's a strength of his, kind of a spot-up 2 guard in the corner. We used to call them roaches because they'd like to, like a cockroach, just lives in the corner waiting for.
Josh Arnell with the shot. Miles Brown's checked in for the Wasatch, and he shoots it straight away. Mountain Crest going to slow it down a little bit here, Corey. Nice
They've
cut.
got great movement away from the ball.
Yeah.
They're swinging it, and then on the backside, they've got a screen. They've got a back cut action going. and they're looking to get it in. They've done a really nice job of getting that ball within 3 or 4 feet of the rim, getting a fake defender in the air and going back up.
I know they call the fouls a little tighter in the paint, but Stan Young taught me that you do not let your man go across the paint. That's no man's land.
Yeah.
He said you're going to rattle someone's teeth going through there. I know that's probably a little aggressive for nowadays, but yeah.
The principle's the same.
Yeah.
You don't let the guy go where you want. You dictate where you want him.
You don't want
step
to
in front. You bump him, push him out wide.
And Reese did a pretty decent job, but the guy catches it, gets position.
So they're pulling that press off. They've shown several different looks throughout.
Yeah, we're man-to-man again. He's chasing. Good look inside.
Not a lot of movement on the other side of the ball, or the other side of the court.
Miles kind of got caught up there. Good idea by Santiago. Just a little bit of traffic.
Well, that ball came to this right side, stayed on the right side, and there was no movement whatsoever. Defense can collapse in that way.
And we're kind of praising them for their ball movement a little bit ago. I think we're so much better than that. You're going to get some open looks and make the defense work, right?
And sometimes I would do that coaching, play a little man, play a little zone early in the first quarter and see how a team responds and how am I going to play the rest of the game? What do I want to go to? And maybe that's what Mountain Crest is doing here, starting out zone, doing some press. Now they're going man, kind of getting the feel. Where's Wasatch's strength?
So Santiago on his man, looking for a little help defense, step up in the paint, never got it. So he went to the hole and we get a foul, and you're putting the number one scorer on the line.
And early on, you don't want to get any scorers to the line. It just gets them a rhythm.
I'm wondering if Coach Ballstead took away the player and the points on the scoreboard. Could be a coaching decision on that, just so kids aren't looking at how much they're scoring. Good ball movement. Got to move your feet, young man.
Yeah, Sam's looking pretty aggressive tonight.
Yeah, he's
looking to
for a
take
shot
and dictate some offense.
Nice, and you said it the other way, straight up, straight down, and good follow through. And
boy, and they are not waiting. That's Josh Arnell.
He's 8 points a game, and
I like how he gets to his position,
so
gets to a spot, catch and shoot. There's the feed the post that I wanted to see, right? And just let your man go to work. Great little fake. And
nice job, Reese.
That is hard to stop. And that's something I hope, coaching staff seeing, and let's just go to it until they stop it.
We're talking about when you run the offense down here. Sam's playing great defense too.
Yeah, they are really in their face out here.
Miles is getting back down under the basket. Stand your ground, young man.
There's the back screen away. Nobody's coming.
Yeah.
Sam's just looking.
Then Sam's going to get a loose ball foul. Yeah. So you get a turnover, and then you compound that. You go get a foul.
Boy, that's going to put.
And now he's got to come out.
That's going to put Mountain Crest in the bonus as we look at this again. Sam's coming in, just kind of loses the ball, fumbles.
Well, you're taking it into the trees. You don't have a screen, and the guy on the top, defender on the top, just sags down and helps, and then jumps back. And
I'm crediting Sam for being aggressive and going, but that's one time.
Right.
Maybe wait a second, let that offense develop a little bit. But this is big here with Mountain Crest already in the bonus the rest of the half.
Yeah.
Shooting free throws here in the first quarter, and there's another.
7 fouls to 4, Corey, and it's not.
We saw 2 of them were offensive fouls.
Yeah,
so
it's not one-sided. These guys are calling a good game.
Yeah.
Just that Sam, aggressive foul. Let's say that.
So shot clock, game clock's about the same. We're down to 1 possession if that's the way the coach wants to go, and I anticipate that's what he's going to do to close this quarter. Get a bucket, cut into it. You're still. And Will just out on an island.
Yeah, they've got quick hands.
There's a good take kick. That's a
Good job.
That's a very tough pass.
Yeah, it is.
For the receiver, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of hands, a lot of arms. He might not be ready.
Good idea by Peary. I thought he was going to go up. I thought he had the jump shot, and he made one more pass, so good for him.
I would like to see him take that shot.
Yeah.
You get your feet in the paint, and you've got a rebounder on the weak side. Put that up. If you miss, he'll clean up your trash. And
8.5 seconds left. Down by 4.
So plenty of time to get down and even set something up if they want. He's going to take a quick 3. That's Joseph Hunsaker.
Yeah.
Boy, that hurts. You're down on your end. You have the ball last possession.
Didn't hesitate, did he?
You want to cut into it. You get up. They come down and hit a quick 3. It's 12-19.
And I don't know if Reese could have played defended that any better. I mean, he put a hand in the face. And
yeah, look at that. He just shot over him.
You know, you're not going to want to chase him out there, but nice look at the timeout. Your camera crew is outstanding. This is a good look.
Oh, and then we go away from it.
And they go away from it. Well, you know, cheerleaders important too. I think you should be rewarded and have to come to the game to watch the cheerleaders. Let the fans see the thing. This is great.
So what's your take? Adjustments, right?
Yeah.
This game more than any, because it's such a fast football, you play possession. Even if every play is 4.5, 5 seconds, and then you're 4 to basketball, your adjustments are on the fly so quick. What have you seen?
Neither one of these teams is going to run away from each other tonight. Again, I think the team that's going to defend the best is going to have a better outcome. I don't necessarily think the offensive team is going to be the catalyst tonight. I think the team is going to defend the best, going to take this one. But I'm encouraged what Wasatch is doing. I like the man-to-man. We're active, rebounding well. You've mentioned Sam Lynn, very, very taking his man on the dribble. But I like when they run the offense. I like when Lewis. I like this lineup that they got.
This is a big lineup.
Yep. I like when we get the ball down to Lewis Hoffman, which we have not done a whole lot this year. And again, here's J.J. Siri,
especially with the length you've got with Reese, with Hoffman, with Hendricks, all of them. I mean, Sam. I would love to see some high-low action going with the length that you have.
Yeah, very athletic team. We saw them warm up, and 6-7 kids dunking the ball, and not just like we used to dunk it in the 80s.
So I'm looking at the foul count. They've adjusted it.
Yeah.
6-6.
I don't.
So is that? I mean, that's
interesting,
and that's an adjustment they've made down there. Obviously, credited a foul to the wrong team at some point, but they got free throws out. I don't think they made it.
7-point swing here.
19-12. Mountain Crest starting the second quarter with the ball. See if there's any adjustments defensively that Wasatch makes.
Get that hand out of there, Jay. That's what I mean by standing your ground, man.
Yeah, arms up. Get
That's
your feet set and not letting him back you down.
JJ set that one up.
And I like that Lewis showed help and then came away.
Good. I like what the young man did there. He just bounced it off the defender's foot so we could get a reset. But again, I'd like to see the ball move. You got the baseline. He's got a good jump shot. Rise up and take that one.
Most teams will go to a 2-3 zone on an inbound. Sam looks right at his back. Defender
Money.
caught sleeping with his head turned.
I'm telling you, the most fundamental kid on the floor right now is J.J. Sealer. This kid, that freshman.
And I had a chance to spend some time here in the gym with him last night. And sharp. Like, he's just a good kid all around to talk to. Like I said, I think his ceiling is so high.
We drew another charge. That's a third charge we've drawn today. And I think that was Peary. Brady Peary did that. I like to see that in that kid. He's an athletic looking.
Yep. And
that's a replay. Great replay, girls.
Great replay on that. Just being able to see that. And that's just IQ, right? That's not trying to beat anybody physically.
Yep.
But it's outsmarting a guy.
Well, and I kind of criticized him earlier for not standing his ground in the paint there, and there he did, and got brushed off. Good, looking for the kid is strong. Nice job, Connor. Wow.
Yeah, that was a difficult shot. Off balance, flat on the baseline there.
Cut this in half, down by 3.
Quick to shoot.
And that's I really think that's what 1-1. Like you said, they're in the bonus, so they'll go to the line there. Fouls on JJ.
And that was one. He turned, even had him on his back, 2 block out, just didn't hold the man.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, he did what he needed to do, turn and do it, but that's only the first step. Second is holding them and fighting them out.
So while they're shooting the free throw, the head coach for Mountain Crest basketball is Chandler Smith. His father is Con Smith, which is Ryan Bishop's father-in-law, Tricia Bishop's father, a legend, coached with Bobby Knight at Indiana. There's some basketball knowledge here.
Yeah.
Good job, Lewis.
Lewis just working.
Yep. Yep. I like when Lewis, he does not do that enough. Kid is explosive.
Especially if you get that ball within 6 feet of the rim. If he's catching it that close,
right,
give him a little bit of room to work. And that's just it. Ooh, big block by Lewis.
And that's nice help defense, what you want.
I was going to say that. Great take, beat the man. Lewis, help side, coming over and hitting that ball.
Scary pass by Brady there. All right, Sam, slow it down and run the offense.
Mount Crest stayed in that man.
That's
a nice pick and roll.
Nice pick and roll. Oh, yeah. He walked.
Maybe an extra step and a half.
If the bench knew it, they didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, good idea. Hey, great idea on the pass. They're just a little bit short tonight, but I like it. Good, very team basketball, Corey.
Looking for it. Oh, we're going to get another call away from the ball, and that's just Lewis.
Looks like
I think they're going to call that on Lewis.
Coach, I think is that 3 on him? I saw one of the coaches.
That is his 3rd foul.
I saw one of the coaches put go to the table and get a 3 on that.
And that's a hard one to take. Because he's just working. He's working hard.
Yeah.
But you've got to know, these refs came out very early in the game and established, we're calling it tight. They set that. And like I said, I don't care how you call it, tight, loose, just be consistent. And so far, I think they have been. That's where you got to know as a player to pick where to pick your battles.
Turning a free throw game, they're making theirs, we're not.
Well, they're getting free throws.
Yeah.
Foul counts equal now, but they have shot a lot more free throws than we have. Here comes that full court pressure.
Press again.
It looks kind of a 1-2-2. Oh, too easy as a DB to read that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. Just playing safety there, saw that coming. Good idea, but
if you're going to make that pass, you got to look it off, and then you got to rifle it.
Goes to the middle first, right?
Yep.
Hits the middle first. When I think of breaking the press, going to the middle, I think of Duke. I was a semifinal or a championship game, and I'm trying to think of the player. They hit him. He turns and hits a half-court shot.
The most hated.
Yes. That's exactly what I think of. Christian Leitner.
So here's a rare opportunity at the line for Wasatch. Let's see if they can convert.
Mount Crest slowly pulling away. We've got to keep him close with this, and ball bounces our way.
There's the skip to Sam on one side, kind of ISO out.
Man, you got to, speaking of Con Smith, though, at Utah State basketball camp, and where they used to reiterate, finish. You got to finish at the rim. I don't care. Nowadays we used to have to use the backboard. We couldn't jump as high as they can, but if you can get up around that rim, you got to finish. And we're on the line, so there we go. We needed that one.
Kind of converts on the first on this set of free throws.
Connor Henriksen, 6'2", junior. There you go, gets the roll. 5.5 left in the second and the half.
That's Sam working hard on D up here. I like the pressure. Even though the foul count's
So Reese Dent's going to check in for Brady Peary.
Some good minutes by Brady.
He's a good-looking athlete.
Talking players with high ceilings, Brady's another one that I feel really could be an impactful player for Wasatch for years.
Good
and
look.
Mount Crest is kind of
them,
cooled off.
Yeah,
right?
let's make them shoot threes.
That's the shot you want them taking. Early on, first quarter, was a lot of buckets, they were getting the ball in the paint pretty easy.
Nice flash by Dent through the paint and kind of looked at him for a second. Better get rid of that one, buddy. You're going to be at 3 seconds.
Here's that.
Sam on the take again. Gives it up. That's a great pass. And again, got to finish.
Yeah, I was going to say that
Both
should have been out because Connor's heels were on the line when that ball went off.
It's tough when those little guys get it down under the basket with a lot of trees around you. We tend to hurry it a little bit. I'd rather us not reach on that. Just move our feet. So I know that's kind of built in some defenses where you're going to let them buy you, expecting that help to step up. But I think it's a little high in the on the key to do that.
Part of it is I think the style that Wasatch is playing defensively. They're a foot within your space. Mm-hmm. So far, even half court extended.
Right.
It can create some turnovers, it can create some havoc, but it sets you up for getting beat off that step.
Well, and I think back to one of the earlier games that we did where we got backdoored. Some of our sponsors, Labrum Chevrolet. I think you got it coming up here. Gucci Goo.
Trying to get some plugs.
Great barbecue, by the way.
If you haven't had a chance to hit the Gucci Goose, you're missing out. People ask me all the time, "What's your favorite place? What's your favorite thing in town?" I'm like,
and a lot of people,
Gucci Goose.
A lot of people don't know about it either. Phone Doc, Twisted Sugar. Those cookies are amazing. I was telling Brent last week we got it the Pac-12 championship. My wife sent the kids out to get everybody, and we all put our order in. It was amazing. I think I tried a little bit of everybody's.
Yeah, so please, if you get a chance, frequent these sponsors. They're helping bring this broadcast to you. They obviously support our program and the school very well.
And we eat there. We use every one of those people.
Absolutely.
Labrum Chevrolet takes care of us so well.
Here's
Danny Labrum, awesome. Kick.
Ref didn't even let it. Yeah, I guess he's calling the kick out.
Guy got the kick. So here we are. Got to be active in the middle. Brady, someone flash.
Spread. Nobody's really made any progress either. It's still at 7-point spread.
There's your middle.
And there's your numbers if you can beat them back.
And that's a nice looking shot.
Yeah, their transition is just
helped us out right there. We're down by 7.
I like the physicality that Brady is able to bring with the ball control.
Yeah.
He can take the ball off the top and take some contact.
Strong kid. Need a couple from him here to kind of stay in that cushion.
I'd like to cut into this a little bit.
Yeah, you don't. I don't know that you want to be 7-8 down going at halftime. And you like to have a little momentum going in too, right? Do some good things. And breaking that press is momentum, in my opinion. Nice shot. That's what we needed.
Yeah, here's a little full court pressure. Just it's like man. I assume they'll just clear out, ISO out, and
good job by Peary.
Oh, it just takes it right out.
First shot. He's got a rebound.
Yeah, Wasatch just gets fortunate with a couple misses right close off the rim.
Nethercott, he has not been able to find the bucket, and that's a nice move by Brady. Just got to finish. I thought he got a little bit on the arm there.
Got Brady getting set, ready to take that.
That's nice help defense, and then get back.
Yep, make that ball come back out. We've seen them when successful when you keep them shooting over the top. As I say that.
That's and we like I said, we want them to shoot threes. Nethercott he's hit a couple buckets, but he's been pretty cold.
Now they're going to that 1-2-2 press, which gives up the corners. Every 1-2-2, the baseline is
nice rebound, and it's
there's
hard to rebound.
By Brady.
It's hard to rebound in out of the zone too.
It is.
We know that because you're extended out. Now that was a nice bucket.
Wasatch has had a lot more success when Mountain Crest has played zone on them than the man.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a good rebound. Brady's going to pick up the foul.
I just like it. It seems like we are losing that rebound to that backside man.
Just unaccounted.
Yeah.
Yep. Slipping in off the backside every time. We're getting caught. Like the ball goes up. We're turning and looking at the rim and watch the ball and not the man.
Looks like Coach Dudley's on somebody, probably just about that very thing right there. So you got to get a body on that dude. And JJ's going to check in for Connor. Hope everybody knows last names we're using for the Wasps. I like this big man.
There he's got the second.
For these guys.
Here's the trap. See, and if you just attack.
Nice job. And right back.
Go. So, I mean, you can get numbers on them if you attack that. Any zone that presses so far up.
Boy, I'd like Brady not to pump that. Just
beat the first line and
strong.
Attack the rim.
Yeah, it was a great job. There you go.
And
we got another one. That's number 4.
Absolutely.
Look at JJ just jump up. Okay, break the press now, big kid. Hey, again, I like that move by Brady down there. I just don't. I don't want to double pump that.
When they bring a trapping, I clear your 2 guys out.
Yeah.
Send them all the way baseline.
Santiago's got to come.
Play the numbers game. When you're bringing your guys up, I'd rather play 3-on-3 than.
Much better.
There you go, Sam. Way to make them pay.
It's his second or third 3 tonight.
And if they're content playing zone and we start hitting those outside shots.
Well, and all started by breaking the press. Boy, this post player, he's made a couple of turnovers like that.
Yep.
But I was going to say, he's an athletic kid. He handles the ball really well out of the perimeter.
Yeah. And he looks to have a lot of composure.
Yeah.
Mentally, it doesn't look easy to rattle.
So, hey, we cut this 1-point lead, exactly what we talked about, going with a little bit of momentum.
Something to go into the locker room on a high note, something to build on here.
Boy, that flash could look right there. Really, really nice play. Really nice play. And I would not have been mad at all had he squared up and shot that, just because he's got such a good-looking jump shot. He's under control. Nice take to the rim. Double pumped it a little bit, but drew the foul. God, this kid, you talk about high ceiling. This kid's he's a player. JJ Siri, freshman. I've not seen a freshman play here at Wasatch for a long time at this level.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like Dent, Santiago, Lind, and Peary.
Peary's a good matchup down there in the post.
Good job by Peary.
Travis there. Very similar body types.
Got to walk.
Physicality.
So he gets the rebound, gets a walk going up there. Young kid.
Wasatch going to put a little pressure on him. Full court here. And this is a trapping more than just a man-to-man that they showed earlier.
Yeah.
And again, just beating it with the pass.
It doesn't allow them to come down and get in the offense.
Yep.
It disrupts things enough, and now they're speeding up a little bit. They're a little manic.
And they fall back into a 2-3 zone to see how they.
Great look. That's how post players should do it. Pick it up, keep it up off the ground, look down underneath. I hate when they give their dribble up like that. It's like Miles Brown getting ready to check in. That's a great pass.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. Boy, set up.
Now, was that Sam with the assist on that?
Gives us the lead. Yeah, you're talking about Sam all day long.
Nice with traffic.
Nice
two-hand
wraparound
finish.
pass. And nothing
That's
fancy.
a great statement, taking the 2-point lead.
And that's what's finished. And we're going to get the steal. Nice job, JJ.
And Will keeping that ball alive.
You always want to save that towards your bucket.
30 seconds.
And nothing fancy on the dunk. Reese just went straight up and dunked it. No double pump, anything. Just put it down.
Take it down about 10, 12 seconds. Run your play.
I'd like to see another screen right there.
Here it comes off the top. On ball.
Looking for the pass.
Yeah, you had Will in the corner. Good look.
Oh. Unselfish play.
The difference in defense, like you talked about, the difference is going to be not the offense, but the defense. They held them. It was 19-12 at the end of the first quarter.
Right. And we erased a 7-point deficit with about 5 minutes left. Exactly what we talked about, going in with a little bit of momentum, feeling good about yourself. Look at them run through the tunnel, run through the door there.
Got a little bouncing step now, don't they?
Good things. But defense, when you play great defense, that makes everything else good.
Well, defense definitely transitions into offense a lot of times, and that's what we're seeing, the pressure putting on. And
here comes the moms.
You get a couple.
Here comes the moms. This is I've never seen this side of it.
Should we put a headset on them and have them commentate?
This is kind of
the cheer here.
And Trish Chill, she started all this. This is she started these moms on the phones and filming everything. And
so we're going to take a break here just for a second and let you enjoy this.
So Wasatch with the ball to start us off the second half.
Yeah, see if they can pick up where they left off in that first half.
It's like same starting lineup.
Looking at it, really, Lewis Hoffman's the only one in foul trouble with 3 fouls. And he's going to work. Looks like
maybe they heard us. Maybe he heard us at halftime. Coach Purdy was encouraging him to take it to the hole.
It looks like Connor Hendrickson went down on his ankle a little weird after that play. They're going to stop the play and let him come off the floor.
He's had it already taped. Maybe not. Maybe he was giving a little problem before. But up by 4. Exactly where we want to be. Nice entry pass.
I like the double team in the post.
We did not see number 24, Hunter Pugmire, probably the entire second quarter of the first half. It was number 12 was in there. So Pugmire may be in some foul trouble. And then Hunsaker.
Yeah, he had a couple good looks in the first half. There's Lewis. Another
Let
block, which
play.
is risky with 3 fouls.
Okay, we got a rebound, guys. Dent's just going to bring it down. See if Lynn can continue where he left off in the first half.
There's the ball reversal with Santiago getting the baseline pick.
There we go. We got it all the way around the world here. Good things happen when you do that, and that's one of them. Tough pass.
To thread your needle. Yeah, it was
almost can never throw anything above the waist kind of pass across the baseline. It's either got to be a baseball pass.
Really through the key.
Yeah, it's either got to it's got to be a rocket.
As we see him here, gets caught in the air. There's 3 defenders, arms up, contesting. It's a tough one to thread through.
That's a bigger lineup for him. Hess has
good
been
look
in before.
for Will in the corner.
And right at the clock, right at the shot clock. We say has not been a factor.
Oh boy, that's a tough one because Lewis tried to get back, arms straight up, but his feet moving. Do we have that one to look at again? Because that's going to be his 4th foul on Lewis, which is going to send him to the bench. And I haven't seen they're over there still taping Connor.
Yeah, he went.
Yeah,
he didn't get it.
Didn't get totally set.
Yeah, you got to get there and get your feet set, and still you're going to get it, right?
Yeah.
And I'd like to see him play that one way, way safe, but it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough when you're aggressive.
You're better value on the floor,
right,
than stopping that play.
And what's unfortunate is offensively, just taking it to the hole like that and getting a nice bucket, and now we don't get to see him. Again, good free throw shooting team, and they cut it to 2. Peary, that's a nice look. That's a really nice look. Nice shot by Brady Peary. Hunsaker squares up.
He's
going to keep shooting it.
Yeah. Has a look, trying to answer. Just wasn't there.
I like the patience. Let's see if we can move it all the way around.
Yeah, it's kind of a strike patience. Everybody's looking for their chance. It's like, but patiently, they're looking to. Sam loves that attack middle of the hill.
He does, and I don't even know if he needed to spin like that. I think he had him, but
good take, good contest.
Arnell cannot get it to thing, and we catch him sleeping. There's another dunk. Coach Ballstead
screaming for a timeout. Where I don't know. Sometimes you get a dunk like that, you want to ride that momentum, ride the high. The crowd's now finally into it. Players bumped. When you call a timeout like that and set them down, you lose all that air. Right?
Yeah. Maybe he had it set in his mind before that.
I'm sure he did. He had that. He wanted something.
Yeah.
Regardless, and then the play happens, and he's stuck with what
but
his
again,
mind was
moving
set.
the ball, man. Things that we talked about preseason games. This is the time to work out wrinkles, fix those things that are a little bit broken, and it seems like Wasatch is getting that done. I think Coach Ballstead he's identified it, and they're working on it in practice. They're running the offense. Defense.
Offensively, they look so much more confident.
Yeah.
Flowing. Defensive, though.
Well,
they have held Mountain Crest to 9 points since the end of the first quarter.
Right. Good teams are going to make you look like you don't know how to run the offense, right?
Yep.
So we ran into a buzzsaw earlier on, and now we got a team, similar record.
I think both teams coming into this at 2-4.
Now I was referring to the Olympus game. We ran a little bit crazy, but a good team, and now we're starting to settle in a little bit, kind of find ourselves here.
Yeah, we're playing our game and getting Mountain Crest to play up. There's some good movement, getting to the middle of the top, hitting the wing, and if you can keep them shooting jump shots.
Yep. And they're not set. Because the defense, so good defense transitions into offense. Now we get to walk it up, pick our shot. Nice
great
job,
dunk and a great dunk.
Third dunk. So Peary has assisted him on 2 of those dunks.
Yeah, it's his penetration that makes that defense.
And
he draws the attention at a quick dump.
And he's under control. That's what I like about it. And he's going to get a little foul down low.
As we look at that again, there's Brady coming in, draws the attention of the defender in the center, stepping up.
And I think that's what I didn't see Peary do in the earlier games, is look for somebody else. Now people are starting to come to him. He's kicking it off, and now he'll find his shot.
Yeah, because he's quick enough. And he's got the handles enough that he can get that first step around somebody. And if you get the defender in the post to step up on you and commit, you could dunk all night. There it is again.
Nice
beating off the dribble, and a big block there by Pugmire.
Peary brings that one back. It would look to be a turnover. He catches that and gets the offense going again.
Will's looking, testing the waters there on a shot. They're going to call. I think that's Hunter Pugmire on a block along the baseline.
Dent didn't have much room. I like him taking that, but again, let's swing it. Get that ball swinging around the perimeter.
You can see the offense
big gaps open up
with so much more confidence and swagger a little bit here.
Yeah.
And a great pick, and that's off the races. See if Brady, probably wisely so,
right,
contest, make sure he knows you're there. But a good
6.
Finish. We talk about finishing at the rim, right?
Yep.
That keeps him within 6, like you said.
Good look inside. And nice pass.
Little ball, but you had it.
Yeah, there you go. Nice move by Miles Brown. When you don't have the backboard, go right over the top of the rim, and assist by Dent.
There's the help.
And we lost our man there. Somebody's lost a man.
We got a little lucky on.
Our defensive rebounds are.
Oh, trying to throw it again through the paint.
Yeah.
Eye level.
Again,
that's
kick
tough.
It around.
He's feeling
nice
it from the top.
Had his feet
no
set.
hesitation.
Yeah.
Catch, rhythm shot.
Called a shooter's pass.
That'll bump it to an 11-point double-digit lead by Wasatch, 41-30.
So that's if we get it. We gotta look at that again. I always talk about a shooter's pass, Corey. When you get that ball swung around, it's nice with a little bit of touch
collapsing
on it,
the defense,
and he's ready, feet set,
yep,
and knocks it down. And
the success is coming when Mountain Crest is going man. You beat your man, make the defense collapse, and now you're just finding the open guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a different look than we've seen from them earlier in previous games of making a play for somebody else.
Right.
They're starting to get it. They're starting to see it, and it's fun to watch.
Super unselfish, too. That's what I'm noticing here is we're giving almost to a fault, right? Some of our turnovers are because of that, but you don't want to squash that. Put a little more zip on the pass. And as the receiver of the pass, you got to move, right? You got to move a little bit, set your guy up so he's not standing right between you and the other guy. Usually when you play that tight of defense, you get backdoored a lot. And what I was referring to in the first half is you saw Olympus do that to us all night long. We played similar man-to-man, up tight, and they just backdoored us. So I don't see that as much. Some teams are better at running that backdoor than other teams.
Well, Olympus likes the backdoor whether you're playing up tight or not. It's just built into their offense, right? I'm going to backdoor. So this is an interesting look coming out of the break here. Lewis Hoffman is going to come out with 4 fouls and play down in the post. It looks like they're going to set up into a zone here.
Like Connor Hendrickson's back in. Haven't seen a lot of Connor.
Yeah, he went out with that ankle.
And Miles Brown's going to stay in too. He's been hot this half.
So here's a 2-3 look, contested by Connor.
Yeah, and get the foul.
Yep.
Coach Smith for Mountain Crest a little bit upset at his leading scorer for shooting that shot, and as I would be too.
Contested.
Yep, and just trying to force, right?
Yeah.
He's wishing the same thing. Run the offense. So much more under control. Here comes Wasatch and Will Santiago.
There's the kick. The 3 by Will Santiago. That's his strength.
Yeah.
Like a spot up, catch and shoot. And I'd like to see him get a couple of those under his belt. Get some confidence because the big game this week, obviously,
tomorrow night.
is tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Park City comes in the house.
So Nethercott finally draws a foul.
Here's that look.
He still has not found the bottom of the net.
Good look
from somewhere
good hit by
other than the free throw line.
Yeah, they've gone cold and really struggling.
Look at that. So so Nethercott leads the team 13 points per game. Hunsaker is next with 10. Neither one of these guys have made any noise. And again, let's credit it to the defensive side of Wasatch tonight. Really stepped up.
Yeah, Mountain Crest had a great start, I felt. First quarter, especially after a long bus ride and you're sitting through the other games. It's kind of hard to get a good start. I was impressed with the way they started, but Wasatch has made the adjustments they needed to on the defensive end, which has changed this game completely.
Again, misses the second one. Those will come back to haunt you. Connor pushes it.
And we don't see Mountain Crest getting the quick, easy transition ones they did early where they were beating us back.
Again, I'm okay with that shot because it was there, and I think
there's Will trying to bait the ref into one.
Yeah. Making 3 work, and what I'm seeing is look at Nethercott. He is gassed. You see, his jersey sloppy. He's not crisp. He looks a little tired. It's a great shot by
that's
23. Jackson Murray.
That's a quick way to get back into any game.
First time we've seen him all night, and he comes in and turns and
a made shot allows you to put in a press, right? But look, there's 4 guys up. I would love to send 2 guys deep.
Yep.
And bring the pressure back. Play the numbers game.
But that is night and day from what they've done. I love it. Nice entry pass.
Brown had great position in the post.
Miles is feeling a little bit, but I think he kicked that one back out. A little more zip on that.
Yeah, a little push off.
Yeah, a little push off there. Dent's like, no. But he's going to take that one and go back.
You can see that swagger in all of them right now on the floor.
Yeah, Miles got set on that one.
This is kind of a make and break point in the game for Mountain Crest, I feel. With a 10-point, 1 minute left. If they don't make a run here, it could blow open and really start to come apart.
Here's 23 again. Head up. I love this. I like to see this from Brady Peary. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Hesitation, reverse fake.
But he's such a strong kid. I'd love to see that jumper. And you got to get it. You got to stop ball. Again, Mountain Crest just shooting themselves right out of the gym, right out of their offense.
I mean, they made a few in the first quarter, 19 points. They were hot in the first, and they've just gone completely cold. And when you're not hitting, you got to get buckets somehow. Get that ball back into the paint.
There you go, Sam. Love to see that penetration and the kick out.
Yeah. We'll try to get there. Just a little late.
A little tired. He's got a motor, but I think he's a little gassed.
Yeah, I think it got kind of caught in no man's land. You're almost there as you see him trying to beat. And too far committed to get out of the way.
We got plenty of kids to bring the ball up. Maybe JJ's going to come and give Will a blow here. No, Dent's going to set. This is the kid I'd always have in. I'm telling you, he handles the ball well. He passes well. High IQ.
He's young. He's going to make freshman mistakes.
Yeah.
But you better do it now in the preseason, early on.
Not many of them. I see it every once in a while, and I just think it's a strength thing. But, man, he's your go-to guy.
There's Sam taking it right from the top all the way through
that's a lot of
the traffic.
Knowing
the clock is short.
Yeah, get one of your buddies involved there. But I like what Sam's doing. You're a little tired, Sam. You.
Let's see if we can take a look at some of these replays from that quarter.
Again, that is a nice
great
pass.
Rifle pass leads to a dunk by Perry.
Great. A+ on that
Perry.
Replay. And here's the
Again,
other dunk.
Another assist. Dunk. In
Super
traffic.
Job. I would say highlight of my evaluation of Brady Perry right now is that was a nice.
I know
assist.
Perry, and I know he wants to score, but I'm telling you, he's beating his team with the assists.
Yep.
And I wish
he will get his if you get on film that you can pass the ball, you can dribble, take guy and then pass the ball, people will start sagging off you and you'll get your shot. It'll happen.
As we see some of the student body here tonight, it's Christmas theme, and so we got a lot of
so crowd, not a bad crowd, better than the last game we had. But I think just a warm up for tomorrow night. If this gym's not packed, Corey, I'm going to be surprised.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people will come to one game a year, and that's the Park City game, and it should be a good one. Park City's had some good wins under their belt this year, and this is a good one for Wasatch to kind of build on. And
love to see it. This is
invite your rivalry into the gym.
This is the ball we need to play tomorrow night, for sure. Connor and Miles back in. So
there's a 2-3 zone coming out from Wasatch. Played a little bit there at the end of the third. Nope, they're matching up. Great help by Connor.
Wow, that could have went either way. And Nethercott just forcing things. He's tired. He looks gassed.
Brady chesting up all the way out of the
He is a strong kid. Slip there. Get a little help.
Great take.
And there's your
finish.
dude. He heard me. Sam had Brady, but he held off on it.
Denial, show and back cut. Show and back cut.
Yeah, but you called
Screen
it, Coach.
down. Yep. And this time, another cut.
Yeah.
Hard to see. Do we have that one on a replay? Because Brady's putting that out to extend it. It's a great finish when it works, but it's vulnerable to.
Looks like he got a lot of ball on that. Must have had some body on it.
Hand on top. See if we, after this free throw, if we can get a look at it.
I keep saying, sometimes I look down there and I say small lineup, but Miles Brown is 6'4". Connor Henderson's 6'2". And they can all handle the ball pretty well, too. Sam Lynn, 6'3". Nice pass.
Yeah, great. I mean, Wasatch is doing a good job on that pressure. Mountain Crest, great job at getting to the spots.
They just can't find a bucket.
Get to the middle, dump it down.
They just can't find it, but they're cold tonight.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what the shooting percentage is. Again, And that's how you get the #1 scorer going is layups, right?
Yep.
He gets a little confidence.
And I think if they would have done this earlier, get those shots in the paint 2 or 3 feet from the hoop.
What do we do here?
Blood, maybe? No, I see JJ holding his elbow, but nothing. I have no idea.
I looked over at Dent when he walked over to the table, the scorer's table, to check in, but it's not that. And they're going to let these guys check in, which is good for Wasatch. 48 for Wasatch, 39 Mountain Crest. Sam Lind brings the ball down. The spacing's so much better tonight.
Yeah, not a lot there, if anything, but it's consistent with what they've called early in the first half. And
spacing's better tonight. We talked about
just
that in the game
see
before.
How as soon as he drove in the paint, almost all 5 Mountain Crest collapsed to the paint.
And it's open.
Good patience at getting across.
Probably about the 6 or 7 3.
Again, when you're cold, attack that.
Yeah,
attack the rim with it, but he's very content. And
he's one of their leading scorers. He can do it.
I mean, threes is the best way to get back into a game really quick, but it's live and die.
Our defensive rebounding has not been the best tonight.
Yeah, the thing that's kind of bailed us out on that aspect is just the missed shots.
Right. And several missed shots and several missed, and not getting the rebound. So offensively, they're out rebounding us there. And if that was switched, we'd probably be up by 20. There's a movement.
Yeah, that's just a rip and go.
Yeah. Yep. And he's just so much stronger than that kid. Peary's 6'3". Nethercott is not that tall. I don't have the stats for him. Good look inside.
Is that the official on the roster? Not that tall?
And,
I'm trying to base it off height from this angle.
NTT,
it's tough.
And not that tall. Hey, he looks tired. I mean, so
he's trying to carry a lot.
Yeah, his layups are looking okay, but when he goes to shoot the 3, he's short on the 3. He's the workhorse, and I think he's trying to get loose. And we've just done a good job. This man-to-man tonight has made them work.
But as a shooter, this is a great way to get back into it, right?
Right.
Get some free throws, get the touch on it, get the feel on it.
And he's been great on the first one and has missed the follow-up shot like 2 or 3 times. Just about doesn't get that one.
Still a ball game, though, with 9 points and just under 6 minutes to go here in the fourth.
And they're coming back out with the press, as I would. And we just got to
look up. You got numbers if you're looking up.
Turn and look.
That's what they're counting on, though, when they're bringing that press, that trap up on the front line.
And JJ knows that he's coaching himself. Is that not that's a sign of a mature kid. He's coaching himself going, I missed that.
So here's take 2. You got another chance at it right here. Great read.
Okay, you got to come to the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will's going to get that. Will's got to have 3 or 4, Coach.
Yeah, what did he have at half? He had 2. He had 1 foul at halftime.
Wow. He's had 2 or 3, and I want to keep him. I want to have the ball in his hands towards the end of the game. So, but nobody's going to the bench. We're not coming to the ball, Corey. You got to move. You can't run in tracks.
Boy, this is.
And we are to break that press. You got to move. You got to be active.
This is big. They're in the double bonus. I mean, if they hit the free throws here out. Yep. They could stay in this hang and make it really interesting here in the fourth.
And a couple threes, as you well know, in this day and age, it changes the game.
Coach Wallsted's going to make sure to bring them over, drop. This is the press, and how we're going to do it.
Credit to Coach Smith keeping him in this game too.
We want to thank our sponsors again. At this moment, Phone Doc. If you haven't been there, they'll fix all your problems.
Amazing, yeah.
Twisted Sugar, of course. We talked a little bit about them.
Great
and
cookies.
if you got your sweet tooth or just your drink fix that you got to go get. As we look at a couple of these plays again.
Boy, that one was a little bit questionable. And then there's Peary getting blocked.
Yeah, and that's the one we were trying to find and look at.
Well, and again, he trying to do that scoop again. I think he's such a strong kid. Just go straight up and shoot the jump shot.
Yeah.
Okay, here's where you got to make a little bit of a run right here. You're down by 7.
Yeah, and both teams, right?
Yeah.
For different reasons. Wasatch, you want to break the press, make it look easy.
Hit it.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You have a 2-on-1 back every single time if you can look up and.
Reese handles the ball great. I just don't want him to do it right there.
Because you push this out back to a double digit, and you're looking to open it up. On the flip side, Mount Crest, you cut this down to under 5, and it's anybody's ball game.
Under 10 on the shot clock.
5.
If anybody
4.
knows that.
Sam's trying to just loft it up there.
That
was 1 on the shot clock.
Not a great possession for us.
No, and that started with the pressure, right? Took a
Boy,
while to break it.
Doesn't get the foul there. I thought JJ had his feet set.
And the more made buckets Mount Crest could get, lets them set up in their press.
Look at this kid. I love it. Keep your head up, kiddo. Keep your head up. Nice. But he turns and looks up the court, just what he didn't do last time.
One of the coachable moments,
right? Had a turnover, coached himself, and turned and beat that press. I just don't want to see him take it that low. If you're going to take it down to the blocks, go to the hole.
Yeah.
And he did. I did, but they didn't get him on the shot.
Mount Crest has gone back to his zone here.
Look at this kid.
And that might have been just the inbound. But
man, tell me you don't want 33 on the court at any time in the game.
I'd love to see as we get a look. Oh, that's the foul there.
And he's getting more confidence. He's gonna be playing like a junior by the end of the season, as much playing time as he's getting. And he knocks that out. Oh, I thought it was gonna drop. Man, I love his game. 4.5 left, coach, and it is a 5-point lead for us, so we need these. Good shot. Soft, use the legs.
And Wasatch being consistent with the pressure coming up. This is a 2-3.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking. Yeah, and the closer that ball comes in, it tightens up. It's exactly what it's supposed to do. Kind of the constrictor of the more you move, the more you come in, it just tightens.
Look at this kid. Come on. 33. What a great pass. Got robbed there.
And that's where I know there isn't a circle down there on the floor, but the player was under the rim going up to the shot. Like, that's a different take than just coming and barreling over somebody. A player's got to have a right to a rim as well.
Yeah.
So that's a frustrating one, but consistent with how they called it in the first. And
yeah, they haven't deviated too much, have they? Still in the 2-3.
So as a shooter, you got to just pull up in his face and shoot it over the top.
I thought JJ had a look at that.
Great pick.
Yeah. Little penetration.
And I like that he came in 3 steps, got the shot. Now it's a height. Now you can start testing that heat deeper. And here's great ball movement. Yeah, that ball goes in, and this place you.
Yeah, no doubt. And it stays at Mountain Crest.
Another second opportunity.
Yep. Again, turnovers right there. We got to be stronger with the ball, and I don't want to criticize Reese too much, but he has not been strong with the pass in breaking that press. You've got to be a little more crisp. He's a strong kid. I see him at the gym all the time. I've never seen a kid work that hard.
Yeah.
He is a beast in the gym, and a great kid too, by the way.
This is the critical, under 4 minutes to go in the game. This is a 4-point game.
I wanted to say at 5.5. And maybe I did say it. I forgot. I'm getting old. This is where Mountain Crest needs to make a run. They need to tighten this up right now, and we got a 4-point ball game. And
yeah, this is a big possession right here, actually. You get a bucket, you can put your press on, and you cut it down to one possession now.
Three ball makes everything possible. And not even 3-ball, just some good possessions, right?
But as we mentioned, the second chances that Wasatch has been giving them on the boards and is really, really costing Wasatch from just opening this up.
And again, I'm going to go back to it. Our defensive rebounding has not been good. I'm going to say horrible tonight. And it's not for lack of try. I think we're playing good defense. It's just that there's that one more step instead of getting the fast break going. You got to get that ball, secure the ball, then get going.
So we're going with the stack inbound on the baseline.
We're gonna man this. Probably stay in the man. And nice job by Connor Hendrickson.
Yeah, trying to get it back to that inbounder and the shooter in the corner. And that's a benefit of going man. Everybody's accounted for coming out. And Wasatch likes to go man on inbounds.
And you know what? When we make these guys work, they force shots. It makes them tired, and that's a steal by JJ. And
again, very contested. Everything they're going to have to earn and everything that they're going to get here.
Great job defensively by Wasatch.
I was going to say, shooter in the corner. And he got the one rhythm one 3 feet in.
On his 7th, and that was a big one.
Allows you to set up your press.
One more pass, bud. One more pass, dude.
Boy, and I feel like
Miles, I
feel like Hunter, if you get set, that ref's going to call the charges. They've done it all night long.
And I wanted one more pass on that, but I'm looking
at numbers.
I'm looking at Miles, and I don't know that he was at the back. I don't think Connor could see him.
Yeah. Sometimes the angles are different. It's easy from here. And here we're looking at
pass.
Yeah,
Miles is staying outside. Go to the hole, man.
Cut.
Go to the hole.
When that guy starts getting past you, dive to the opposite block.
Yeah, and I do a great job coaching up here. I'm not criticizing. We're coaching a little bit. Okay, hitting the free throws when we need it, right? There you go. Connor Hendrickson knocks down 2 of them.
Yeah, Wasatch has some great shooters when it comes down to free throws.
Back up by 3. And I'm glad I'm seeing it now. Nice job, Connor. Ooh, that could have went either way. Hey, he's been a spark this half. And I think you mentioned that last game, Connor Hendrickson having a big game, kind of sparking these guys. I think we mentioned Connor's name. Like we probably ought to name a player of the game. Remember it.
Ooh, what a save.
Good job, JJ.
Under their hoop, well covered.
And there's the guy again.
Yeah,
and he
a good look for him at this point in the game. He's made a couple of shots. And that goes down, and we'd have a tie ball game going in.
Under 3 minutes. There you go. Nice jump shot.
Yeah, that's a good look for Will. A drive right to the elbow, pull and shoot. Floating a little bit, so that ball floated with him.
Connor.
Yeah,
like Connor Hendrickson trying to slow everybody down, which I would agree. There you go. Step up and hit him. There you go. Connor's been kind of quiet offensively tonight, and they're sagging off him. Other guys have been having a little bit more success, so they're sagging off him. He's taking to the hole. I think last time we did a game here, we mentioned Connor's name like 15 times in the last minute, and he's stepping up again. Good solid player. Good solid team right now. I like what I'm seeing.
Still one possession game, down by 3. Mountain Crest is going to call a timeout. Kind of put a little pressure on the free throw shooter.
Yeah.
But you're in the double bonus. If you're Mountain Crest, you want to do the same thing that Wasatch is doing now. You attack, and if you're not getting a bucket, you're getting to the line. 2, for Wasatch at this point, it's just ball security, right?
Yeah.
You've got shooters on the floor, knock down your free throws. And if you just control possessions.
And you know what? And I think this happened turnover-wise. I don't know that we've thrown many turnovers this half.
Yeah, it's been pretty clean that way, other than the second chance that we've given up. But
spacing on the floor, we're moving the ball well. And you see, when you have spacing, you do move the ball, you get dunks underneath the basket on the blocks, right? That's gonna manifest itself. That's where they can be athletic. I'm not a big fan of the one pass and then take it, take game. I'm not a big fan of that, especially in high school ball. This is what I like to see. Nice job, Connor.
Let's see if Wasatch puts some pressure full court here, and they don't. Just kind of going to pick them up soft.
Nice help, JJ.
Well defended on the switch. Yep. Just a great shot.
Got to step back up, get a hand in your face, but
gave up a little space.
Good job turning. Look. Much better.
And keep attacking the rim. Don't have it. Pull out. You're in control.
Plenty
Play
of time
like
on the
it,
shot clock.
Right? Yeah, the game is yours at this point.
He's feeling it.
Sam, just kind of how he started the game. I believe he had 10 points at the half.
Another caught there.
I like how Wasatch keeping the hands up.
Yeah.
And the offenses have to come further and further and further out, right?
And once again, we're going to get that ball, or do we? Or does it stay here? I'm just going to say, man, you got to get a body on somebody.
That should be Wasatch.
Okay, that's coming. That's our way.
I think he's saying it touched a cable or something up.
Come to the ball. Got to set a screen.
Brown,
there you go. That's smart.
That's what I'd like to see, Brown. Come deep instead of bringing the defense up tighter and tighter, right?
Yeah.
Play the numbers game. You got one defender back, send two back.
Well,
make them flip that field kind of thing.
Your two backcourt kids. You got the guy taking the ball out of bounds. Your two backcourt kids. If you're over contested, one of you got to set a pick. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got to swap it. Or
and if you start deep, then you can come to the ball. But if you start already up there.
And we always did this, Corey. So if the ball was on the right side of the court, the left side deep guy would come up. The right side on-ball side guy would go deep, right? And then when it switches, you swap that. You got to move a little bit. I like how we're breaking the press. I feel like I'm being really critical, but you got to move. You got to move without the ball.
Yeah, the press hasn't really given Wasatch a lot of grief.
No.
I think a lot of times a coach will put a press in even just to set tempo and pace, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're getting turnovers out of or not.
Right. Well, it doesn't allow you to walk up and do what you want to do, right?
And Mountain Crest needs possessions, and so they're trying to increase the pace and the tempo of the game.
Good team will break that press and then slow it down and reset and start the offense again. Not feel like they've got to, but maybe shot clock's got something to do with it. Kids get a little bit amped up, and in our day we didn't have that. You take 20.
Yeah, at this point you can just hold it and make them come foul you.
Across the timeline and you're
There's a pick. Sam's going deep. Well read. Well defended.
Yeah.
That was seen all the way through. Obviously that was drawn up. Looked at no other alternative and just run the play.
Here comes the turnovers we're talking about we didn't have before. JJ's going to have a tough time staying in front of that kid.
That's a good-looking shot right there by Joseph Hunsaker. Shooter on the floor. That's going to keep it within one. And with the shot clock, you can't sit and wait, right?
Yep. And they just got the ball back again.
Now how do you respond after Wasatch, right?
I don't know if I want Miles bringing that ball up.
The momentum pendulum is swinging and shifting. Here's your mental toughness. We got it. The lead's still yours. The game's still yours to be had. That's a tough shot.
Wow.
Go on a defender. JJ contests straight up. Sometimes the offense just makes a better play than the defense. Yeah, contact early. That's going to put Sam Lind in the line. We've seen Sam clutch a game earlier in the season with a couple free throws against Weber.
So Wasatch having command early are now down by 1. 36 seconds left.
Yeah, this is a gut check right here on both sides, but for sure, your home court, You had a double-digit lead.
Yep.
But they've been here before. Like I said, against Weber, they're down 1. Sam goes to the line with 2.5 seconds left, hits them both.
Junior Sam Lind, 6'3", kind of a swing guard, right? Shooting guard.
Yeah, much more of a guard than, even with the size that he has. And
handles the ball well.
Has a couple of decent moves to his repertoire of he likes to drive middle and spin back, but he's got length and a great shot. Oh, did I jinx him?
32 seconds.
Still no sweat though, right? It's 30 seconds on the shot clock.
It's almost identical.
About a second difference, yeah. So you get a
nice tie up and got a timeout. Man, that was a good.
The pressure was high and
Coach,
hard.
That was solid of Coach Smith to get that timeout. You couldn't have done that better. You couldn't have timed that better. So now they get a reset.
They don't get this one more time.
They don't get more
that
time on the
step
clock.
back.
Wow.
Yeah, he crosses him, steps back,
and kudos to
creates the space on his own.
Kudos to Hunsaker. He just kept good shooter shoot, right? I mean, he's struggled all night.
And you believe you can every time.
This quarter, he's knocked 2 or 3 down.
They started hot. They went really cold for a couple quarters. Here in the fourth, they have really started to heat it up.
Hey, kudos to Coach Smith for that timeout. I mean, that play of the game right there for a coaching staff. Now you get to reset a little bit. You get to see what Wasatch's going to be in. I would assume man-to-man, right, Corey?
Yeah, they should. And they've done well. I think they match up really well man-to-man.
Do we foul right away and put them on the line and then make it a 3-point game?
Man, I would go to about 12 seconds. See if you can get a tie-up. What's the possession arrow look like? Possession arrow is in
the Mountain Crest favor.
Their favor. So you can't tie up.
Right, you got to slap it. You got to try to, I say
see if you can get a turnover out of it really quick.
Yeah.
But if not, I would start to play the free throw game.
And they're good free throw shooters, but pressure on. But then it makes a 3-point game.
There's a double screen. They're not fouling yet. There it is. Yeah.
Good job.
Try to get a pass or two, see if you can get a deflection, a hand on it.
We fouled number 5. Ray Robbins averaged about 7 points a game. Looks like a free throw shooter. I'm just gonna say, looks like he shoots free throws.
He's gonna shoot his first one with his teammates all over the coach. There's the crowd bringing some noise.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah, he makes that look pretty easy, doesn't
he? Coach Smith pulled his team over.
Using it as a timeout.
Gonna talk to him, don't foul.
Coach Ballstead's gonna actually use a timeout. That's gonna leave each team with 1 timeout apiece. Unless they haven't taken, that's his last one. So Coach Ballstead's opting to use his last timeout with 17 on the clock. Down by 2, and they're at the line.
So you make this one. You go up by 3. You take it to the hole, Corey, and get a foul?
I would.
You set up
17's a lot of time.
Yeah.
I would try to go to the hole, get an and one. It would be the perfect scenario, right? If you miss,
you got to get a foul.
Then you got to start looking at.
So either way, you miss or you make, and you get a 2, and you're down by 1. You're gonna have to foul 2.
Yeah.
And hope that they falter on a free throw and we get the ball.
So this is where you're coming up with your play. If you're Mountain Crest, you're looking at different options, different looks that you can show. You don't want to give up an easy 3 by any means. And if you get 7 seconds, 8 seconds on the clock, sometimes you can get away with just taking your time after a made.
Yeah, Ray Robbins on the line for Mountain Crest. Hit the first of the 1-and-1. And he's got the second one. Mountain Crest up by 3.
Yeah, that's ice water. He's clutch. And Sam just opts to come and take it 1 on.
Foul, but
that's going to give him a.
Corey, I thought Sam was going to take it deep and go to the hole.
Well, it's interesting you call that timeout. I'm thinking to draw something up. I don't think that's a play.
Right. Maybe they cleared out for him, and Sam chose to pull up on it.
But kudos to Will, smallest guy on Wasatch team, getting in, getting that board, and keeping it alive.
He's been knocked around a little bit tonight. Nice shot. And that's who you want on the line, right?
Yeah, knock them both in, then get your quick foul.
Quick foul.
Keep the free throw game.
It's, Coach Ballstead's going to have Miles Brown check in, probably for JJ. And we missed that second one and get the foul. So,
let's see if Miles Brown.
We miss one or both.
Yeah, he's going to send Miles Brown back to the bench. A lot of coaches will do that on the second free throw. So if it goes through, that makes them stop play, and you can set up your press.
Right.
Rather than a quick inbound and go.
But you want to keep the rebounder in there.
And Miles had a great three earlier.
Yeah.
Like, you've got some shooters on the floor. Keeping the window open.
You're still in this, right? Right? Free ball gets you back into it.
Yeah,
and a miss. And a miss allows you to.
Now Miles is going to come in for period, looks like.
Now here we are, Danny Age time. So you got 7, 8 seconds left.
And 7 is plenty of time to run something.
You can take it down, make a couple passes, get it up.
Now without a timeout.
We missed both of them, and we almost missed that rebound.
You got to get and it's blocked. Blocked by Joseph Hunsaker. That's where you wish you had that timeout in your pocket. 7 seconds on the clock, you get it.
Right, and you know what, Corey, it just dawned on me. We just talked about this the first of the game. They have won or lost by 2 or 3 points almost every game.
All of their games. They've been here, they've done it.
Boy, they are battle tested. And
on the road, that's impressive.
Yeah.
They were down. I mean, they were beat at one point, double digits, second half. Wasatch completely in control. And Mountain Crest, very impressive, shooting their way back into this game. As we watch, and Lewis Hoffman, getting in foul trouble early on.
Yeah, that hurts you.
Just takes him out.
No offense inside. We didn't see Reese Dent either come back in, Coach. Didn't see Joseph Hunsaker. After being pretty cold, it was probably player of the game for these guys down the stretch. Even though he missed those. Coach Smith's timeout was huge for Mountain Crest on that. I'll give him that one. And they, hey, it's positive. They played their guts out. We liked a lot of things that we've seen. We got to keep Lewis Hoffman on the floor.
And it's about growth. It's about progression, right? Like watching a couple of their earlier games this season. They look better tonight than they did before.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to be doing, getting better every day.
Progressing. Again, J.J. Siri what a stud freshman. Played pretty solid.
So in the fourth quarter, what do you think the difference? What's your feeling on the difference on what made the swing?
I don't think Mountain Crest panicked. I mean, they didn't get a lot of shots falling. They played, but again, the rebounding, their offensive rebounding kept the ball down there quite a bit.
And I think that lack of panic is because you look at their schedule and you look at how many tight games they've been in. They feel very comfortable. They've been here, done that. Not to say that Wasatch hasn't. That Weber game was about as tight as you get. Like I said, free throws with 2 seconds on the clock.
Sure.
But Mountain Crest looked very comfortable and never panicked.
Right. And this is where you want to. This is where you want to find out about your team. We talked about that in the Olympus game. You're going to see character. There were some things that were character plays at the end of Olympus. You saw these kids griping at each other and mad at each other and mad at trying to take the ball on their own. And here, we had a guy stand up. Obviously Coach thought Lind was, it was Sam Lind to bring the ball down. He looked really good the first half. He just couldn't get that one to fall. He needs to get some separation. I
would have liked to have seen something different in both of those last possessions.
Right, me too.
Now the last one.
Right.
There's 7 seconds on the clock. That's a ton of time. I don't know if players realize you have about a move, a dribble, a shot per second. So you've got 6 dribbles and a shot. You've got.
But I'm a little bit with you too, Corey. I think you draw something up right there where you kind of hit it in the middle, almost like a press breaker, right? Ball comes in on the end bounds, you hit something, you turn, you look.
And that's when they got the dunks. That's when they got the success.
And you're going to have somebody.
That ball going in the key, defense collapsing, and then you're kicking.
And out of that end play, you get it in the middle, you get it across the timeline. You have somebody underneath open, or you have somebody on the perimeter open, and you got to make a shot.
Yeah. But to just dribble down and pull and shoot, that's a tough thing to do.
Tough to ask a guy to do, right? Hey, you know what? Good game. Yeah, nothing for the kids to be disappointed about. I would like to see them rebound better defensively.
As a basketball fan, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I love a close game.
Yep.
59-57.
And like you
couple
said,
swings going either way.
They're getting better too, Corey. Like you said, you're seeing some maturity there.
They look better than they did before. Better every day.
Kudos to Brady Perry, man. Well, I like what I see tonight from that young man.
Yeah, he looks a lot.
Yep.
Better and making plays for others, which, like you alluded to earlier and said, of making those plays for others are going to open up your own game tremendously.
And offensively, he's got the skill to do that too, right?
A lot of upside here. A lot of good things to look at and exciting for the rest of the season. We kick off tomorrow night, the big one again. We'll be right here on Stingtv if you can't make it to the Nest.
Right. And it'll be packed and loud in here too.
If you want to avoid the crowds and the weather, just tune in.
Right.
Hopefully we can get Brent in tomorrow. You don't have to listen to me.
Yeah, no, you do a great job, Corey. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Player of the game for Wasatch.
I've been thinking of this that last fourth. I think starting out, I believe it was Sam carrying it. Even there in the fourth, came down.
Right.
Trying to think. Perry did his passes, like I said, setting up those dunks, those assists were just. And what I like about that again is making a play for your teammate, and we haven't seen that a lot with the Wasatch boys game here.
We know he can take his man, right? The question, the finish is sometimes questionable. I love the little up underneath. You're not going to get that all the time, but those assists, 3 of the 4 dunks I think were or at least 2 of them were Perry.
But I'm avoiding your question.
I know you are. Hey, you know
but
what?
I'm gonna stick with Sam.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he set the tone early and he set the tone late, and I don't have a problem with him taking the last shots by any means.
Right.
But I think the other side of the coin is his defense.
Yeah.
Man, he was in people's face and picking them up. His defense was on tonight.
Well, and I think Coach Ballstead would say he is the MVP tonight. Hence the fact that they chose him to bring the ball down and take that shot. So
yeah.
So he earned it, and again, that's a tough mantle to carry. Go coast to coast and come up and hit a shot like that.
Sam Lind, great game, Sam.
Yeah, great game total. Can't wait for tomorrow night, Corey. It's going to be loud, and let's hope.
And good job, Mountain Crest. Hope you win
good for them.
The rest of the game, all of your games, the rest of the season.
Good for them. Very well coached team.
Fun to watch.
Coach Smith has some coaching pedigree in his system, and that was a well-coached ball club.
Yep, I agree.
Had fun tonight.
Well, this is Corey and Ken bringing you another one. Hopefully you got to see some of our sponsors, and please go frequent them. Tell them you heard about us right here so that they can continue to support us and know that it's paying off. And we appreciate your support just in watching and tuning in.
Absolutely.
And hope to bring you another great one tomorrow night right here in the Nest.
Awesome. Good to see you guys.